Fire Embrace for my second big follower. Fire Embrace for my third big follower.
That sometimes happen because you keep the fat hands on opening hand.
Fat hands.
Fat hand.
Yeah.
That's whoa.
Wait a minute.
Golem Assault just came out. So now we can play.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a little awkward.
The enhance is.
Yeah, we're eating our salad and we don't like raisins, okay?
Yeah.
Enhance is like raisins.
Enhance is like, I can't disagree.
All right, but here we go. Heavenly Knight will come down. Kuhong is going to take this game. Very well done.
Oh, yeah. And to the face. To the dome.
So Runecraft has lost the first game here. Havencraft, you know, pretty standard, is going to win its games more often than not.
Actually evolving the other owl as well. Just to spell boost the Chimera just a little bit more. Make sure that he's really, really dead come turn 9.
All right, so who you got on this game, Alsama? I'm thinking Spell Boost right now.
Yeah, I'm also thinking spell boost. Even if the portal player could clear this, he can just fill the board again using the.
Gets them harder than the Chimera ever could. Just way earlier as well.
Yeah, 14 damage. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. And he's not going to expend any resources to take care of this teddy bear, which aligns him perfectly into the 14 area. So, I mean, of course, Orcus could be top decked at some point to start healing, but I don't know about beating that. And now he's basically got an advantage, right? Because he still has a Haven deck left, which means he might just have that free win advantage going into this next game.
So what do you think about this?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think Kuhong, just no reason to ever scoop it up when you're playing in a tournament like this, but playing out the turn. And Prophecy of Doom, a card that I did not think was going to be cast all weekend, just won a game. Got to get the White Fang Temple.
I mean, is there pretty good chances to get the White Fang Temple here?
Just try if
Ooh. Close.
that close.
Close.
But no cigar.
Yeah, so now if he plays the second globe, not going to have the play points necessary to actually take care of this Latham. So this is actually a huge threat right now.
Oh,
hey! Hey, you still got it.
Okay.
Now I can just
all
play
right, that works.
Darkhind here.
Perfect. Man, I think that was the one big shot that Kuhong had this game, if that Latham survived. But Globes of Starways, too strong, along with Serenian Hind. These cards are just so good. All of Havencraft's cards, so good.
I mean, that's why it's one of the dominant decks in the meta, even after the nerfs it suffered.
That can draw more cards. Little utility guys.
Yeah, you just play the Heavenly Knight here, I think. You guys run it upstairs.
Okay. This is the only way to protect yourself next turn.
Is that enough to clear the game, though? Like, it's still a lot to answer at the end of the day.
If he had the top deck Celia after that, I think that might be game.
But Mr. Miss is still. Yeah.
I think so. I don't think you really want to leave this behind.
This also works, but now you have less options for their bigger threats as well.
Yeah, this is rough. You're basically giving up all the cards in your hand, and this is basically allowing Proto Bahamut finally a chance to hit play. You're going to get the 2 damage in with the Tenko Shrine, well, more damage than that. The extra damage in with the Proto Bahamut as well.
It's interesting that he spent the Kahulin there instead of using his mana more efficiently and spending the Lancer of the Tempest, which also isn't really super effective in this matchup, where Tenko Havencraft isn't really known for going really wide.
Yeah.
So why not use the...
Okay. All right. Any which way. This game will end next turn. I am almost 100% positive.
What's the not almost part there? You said almost.
I mean, I have no idea, right? We haven't seen this deck. Maybe it does something crazy.
Oh,
okay, there we go. That'll close things out. So pass the turn over, and Mr. Mist will take this game. He will be up 2-1.
I do enjoy how much Kuhong is enjoying himself, though, even though he's losing really badly there.
I'll put it to you this way. Kuhong knew he lost probably about 7 turns previous.
He's just happy it went on that long.
Did not concede.
He's down here, and then, yep.
Evo face, most likely.
So, like, just going all in here, I think I think you're right, it's a better game.
Yeah, I like this too. Send it to the face, evolve, go face. That's about it.
Yeah, it's not a great response.
Okay, gonna evolve this over the 4-3 most likely. Let's see, he is going to have to run into the ward unless that gets pumped somehow. Wow.
Whoa!
Okay. Double pump.
I understand.
All right.
Now it's all
okay.
coming together.
Yeah.
The pieces
okay.
have fit together.
All right. Well,
Oh,
Fairy
but-
Driver,
yeah.
is that
Never mind.
enough? I believe that is. I believe Fairy Driver is going to be
It's
enough.
raining on our parade. We finally got the double Genesis of Legend Proc on
Yeah,
the
like the
board, and
perfect
then it's-
scenario actually happened,
Yep.
and then the top deck from Mr. Mist is just going to shut it all down immediately.
Nope.
It's a sad
No
day.
shenanigans today.
Mr. Mist, the caster who is now a card game player, is going to move on in this tournament, knocking Kuhong out. But you know what? Everybody give it up for Kuhong for bringing a sweet deck all the way to the top 8.
It would have worked too if it wasn't for that pesky Fairy Driver and his band of miscreants.
Well, in the chat are a lot of your fans from Taiwan, of course. Do you want to say anything to your fans right now in the Twitch chat?
Okay. First of all, I have to thank that the players come here from Taiwan because, Dandan, BLZ, and Evil Dark. Without them, I won't be here. Yeah. And players come to Singapore. We are all the casters from casting servers Taiwan Open, and we're here to show that we're not only can cast, we can only play this game.
I can only cast. You make me look bad. Do you want to say anything to your fans that are watching right now in Twitch chat?
I'll try my best, and thank you for all the supporting in the maybe chat room or in the maybe PDP or something. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to our next 2 contestants here in the Final 4. Gentlemen, please take your seat.
You haven't got the Flame Destroyer down, but it's a clean victory for Shen here with the Fairy Driver triple fairy finish.
Just make sure he sees it, which I'm sure he will, as he's not to. So
He is
well
a Force
done
Craft main
there
after all.
to Razor Shen. Taking out game 1 with his Forest Craft deck against Mr. Mist, which leaves him with Haven and Portal remaining to see if he can become one of our grand finalists and, most importantly, become our Contenders Cup champion.
Now, who are you rooting for, Les?
Me?
Personally,
I
yeah.
just want to see good Shadowverse, man.
That's true. That's like the cop-out option,
Who's
though,
playing
isn't
the
it?
most random deck?
They're all out now.
Then, yeah, whatever. I just want to play good Shadowverse.
Yeah, true.
Alright, so well done there again to Razor Shen, but it's not out of the woods yet for Mr. Mist. It's just no one keeps track, which is fine. It is what it is. Playing the Mysterium Missile, continuing to spell boost this Giant Chimera.
Yeah, he's going to Doom and then guarantee the lethal with the Giant Chimera on the next
Yeah.
turn.
So Prophecy of Doom, find out. He has 2 Tinker Shrines in play. If he can find one other heal scenario that is going to spell it for
So, because I would,
Godsworn Alexa, I don't remember, unfortunately.
yeah, that might
We
be
didn't
the
get a
top
chance to see
deck
the
of the
deck this time
century.
around, so. Or if he top decks that, it'd be like Dunzo. But he needs a heal, or this game is basically done.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
He still has bodies on the
I would
board.
use the Evolve on getting cleared. I don't know why he's doing this. Because he can save the...
Just trying to get the Tenko Shrines not to hit his face, I guess?
Just going for Chimera Lethal, that's all it is. Does Shen draw a heal spell?
Yeah.
If no, good chance Mr. Mist wins here.
Oh, I think that's a
He-
little
he
slow now the
takes
Chimera's
7.
happening.
gains 1. Oh, gains 1 first. So. Oh.
13. Is the Chimera at enough? I think it
It
is.
surely
It-
is.
It is definitely
Surely
at
is.
enough.
And now with the inside as
Drops
well,
the
just to rub it
Chimera
in.
for 25 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. Boom, and then Mr. Mist takes it, bringing it to 1 apiece. I think it's the highest Giant Chimera I've seen,
Yeah?
at least in competitive play. How SM Walk is Mr. Mist's player? That's the question.
He's, yeah, against Haven, I think you want to get as much damage in as possible.
Before it gets a bit spicy. Going for the Elf Song play.
Yeah, Evolve's will face every time.
SM Walk.
You don't really need the Bane, because you already have the Metro Evolve, so Evolve will carry for more damage.
That's a lot of damage indeed. I think regardless, this is Mr. Mist's
Yeah.
game.
He's going to do this, and then he's going to play the Whisper to give him the fairies for the next turn.
Oh, takes out the 6/6, which makes sense because Metro does X damage to a creature on evolution based on cards in hand, and a 7 in hand, so gonna get dunked, run it straight into the 5/3 Bane as well, just to clear the board out.
And
Does a
all
huge amount of
upstairs.
damage, all upstairs. Going down to 5, there is really not a whole lot Shen can do. Torrent pressure is hard. Now comes the Fairy Driver. Shen's probably seeing that and being like, yep,
Yeah, it's over.
it is.
You have to make sure to trade in the 1-1 before he clears it. Well, it doesn't really matter if you clear the 1-1 for the 85.
And that is that. There is 6 damage now on the board as we go into our 4th game. Mr. Mist from Taiwan, up 2-1.
2-1, man.
2-1.
Mr. Mist is showing us how it's done, coming in from Taiwan, and Shen is, he's feeling it now.
If he draws a Summit Temple, all of a sudden it's not so bad.
Going for
Goes
Light
for the
Hind.
Light Hind instead. He wants more Tenko Shrine procs.
And the evolve's happening.
Cloud Punishment evolving, getting mad, cardboard pan on the head of the Heavenly Knight. Very, very true. It's going to be a lot of damage coming in. It's gonna be 2, 4, 6,
Keep it coming.
8. But we are going to most likely see the Summit Temple come out in turn. Oh, maybe not anymore.
Oh yeah, now the Heavenly Knight does actually reduce damage here. Like the 3rd Tenko Shrine.
Goes for the Summit Temple option. Fills the board out. So he's now doing damage based. All of his followers do damage based on defense instead. So he's going to have to run them both in.
Want to see the 3rd Tenko Shrine here?
No, you see the Heavenly Knight face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Heavenly Knight face for 7.
For some reason I forgot it was
7,
there.
8, 9, 10, 11.
That's a lot of damage.
Definitely the way to go here. So Gain Storm does 7 damage because of the Summit Temple. Hitting, putting him down to 6. Will end the turn. Takes another 4 damage to the 2 Tenko Shrines, bringing plays the God's Spawn Alexia, which is fair. I mean, what else can you do? But that is basically going to be it. He sends the Heavenly Knight into the 5-5 and passes.
Or just the Light Hind.
Yeah. Play Light Hind, run into the Alexiel, and then just run the Heavenly Knight to face. And that'll be game.
That is going to be game. We are going to be seeing Mr. Mist progress through to the grand finals of the Shadowverse World Circuit in Singapore, securing himself minimum 1,500 USD in the running to win 4,000 US dollars. And this does mean...
Mr. Mist, you came down here with your 3 other friends. And you guys really did, oh, there you go, hello. I'm not sure you've been watching chat, but there's a lot of your fans and your supporters and your friends, of course, here in the stages, but also on the internet, and they're like just giving you all that support. What do you want to tell all those people that are supporting you back home before you enter this grand finals match?
Thanks for all the audience. Those give me hope. Those give me let me try my best in these games. Yeah, thanks a lot to them. And I have to say, I'm really thankful to the staffs helping me very much in this tournament because my English is not that good and the language, yeah.
Can we give a thank you to the staff? Thank you. You're so kind. Thank you to the staff that made this entire tournament possible. We certainly appreciate you.
感谢所有来自这个台湾的这个观众朋友们，因为就是谢谢你们的支持，然后等一下我会做到我最好的。
I mean, he said the same thing. All right, players, please take your positions.
Here we go.
Come on, guys, bring it up. I'm clapping. This is the finals, game 1.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
4,000 USD on the line as we go into game 1. Mr. Mist versus PG Zerofyne from Greece. He should know now that, yeah, Mr. Mist's hand is effectively no longer unknown to him.
Yeah, knows every single card in the hand is fairy. Doesn't have to be afraid of too much at the moment. Not even trading at all.
I like that.
Going the full greed. Oh, that is not what you
Wow.
want to see.
This is what we're talking about. This isn't turn 6 Goblin.
Turn 10 Goblin.
This is turn 10 Goblin. Even worse.
It's unfortunate.
This is the moment too. Like you're like, please, 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 please.
Right.
Top deck. You see the nose. You see the nose first, and you're just like, why, God, why?
Why did you do this to me? And Goblin's just looking at you funny. He's like, aha, sucker.
Goblin's feeling
Oh,
hungry,
man.
yeah.
You love me on turn 1. You hate me on turn 10. Deal with it, bruh.
It's like you're saying, man. You just need one driver and motivates all these 1-1s to
Yeah,
go
driver's
face.
really, really good. I mean, Zerofyne, you know what? Maybe he's just going to prove all of us haters wrong, and he's going to just crush it this match. Going up 1-0, Zerofyne winning the Forestcraft Mirror.
Well done. So that is one deck out of Zerofyne's rotation. Now, he has no Man King. The spell boost basically just means he's going to summon one more body on the field every time. So doing it 12.
If only there was
Snow
enough
Knights.
board space.
He wasn't really able to make a proper double Noah play here.
Absolutely true.
Mr. Mist, you can delay the Chimera turn one more here. You play your spells, you play Prophecy of Doom, and then Chimera the turn after, and that's a lot of damage coming your way.
That's absolutely true. Okay, now we've counted it, boys. If he was at 4, he'd be at 1 now.
Very much in situations where playing defensively is just unfortunately cost you the game.
Well, I've been over drawing into his wards in timely fashions. But a lot of times I like to keep track of this because it's not a mistake to not make those plays, but it's just good to think about what these plays would have meant if you would have gone that route.
Absolutely.
I just love seeing followers get dunked for 13 damage. Sorry.
Yeah, it is satisfying,
pretty
isn't
good.
it? 2
It's
play
pretty
point deal
good.
13 damage.
Prophecy of Doom is now in effect as well, so that affects the enemy leader with losing 7 life every of their turns.
I like this. So save the Evolution Orb for going for more face.
I don't know if Floyd the Angel does a whole lot here. He's just going to lose next turn because of the Prophecy of Doom.
But
sure
not
this
until
Giant
the end
Chimera-
of turn. Again,
true.
super important.
But the Giant Chimera is definitely over 14 damage regardless.
23.
Boom. Boom.
Done.
That's
Oh,
game.
yeah. That is satisfying.
All right, evening things up 1-1 is Mr. Mist.
Zerofyne on the Portal Craft and Mr. Mist on that
Interesting.
Haven Craft.
Interesting that Zerofyne chose not to try to line up the mirror matchup here. Maybe expecting that his opponent was going to play Havencraft here, didn't line up the mirror, and I think he's very comfortable in the mirror, which is why I say that. Wow!
3 globes.
Look at that hand.
That's one heck of a hand.
Mr. Mist has the opportunity to basically filter through a ton of his deck and draw a bunch of cards. And this is about as early as you can get all these globes down. As a matter of fact, it is the earliest, which means they will not take up board space later in the game. The least amount of effect, if that is going to be the play.
Definitely a wise way to go here, because as I said, Tenko Shrine must target those followers before it can start targeting the leader. There's a lot of defense on board right now with, what, 10?
That's right. So might not be the option here. There is a worst case scenario where it actually doesn't take anything off the board and it opens up the door for 7, 10, 12, 14 damage next turn, which is
Not where you wanna be.
unacceptable.
Don't want to be there.
Unacceptable
You don't
amount of
say.
damage, yeah. So I can destroy one of these followers. Oh my god!
Okay.
RNG, take the wheel. Bless
Here we
RNG. for
go.
chat.
Oh, waiting with bated breath. Oh, okay!
Ooh, spicy.
And oh, wow! 12 to 14, depending on Evos.
DFPA instead, with the Gem Princess coming out.
I don't really think you can go wrong, I think is the true choice.
That was all I could be considering potentially there as an option, but he's just gone for the damage. I mean, why not? He's still on 8 defense points left on Zerofyne's side.
Looks like the
Evolving
evolve
the
is
Death,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah, again, still has the Summit Temple plus the Heavenly Knight, so I think that was the consideration as to why Evoing Face, just to set up a perfect lethal for next turn.
Makes sense, really.
But I don't think there's any possible way for Zerofyne to clear out this board anyway, so
Hamlin is not going to help here. And he goes for the...
That's the first scoop we
forfeit.
saw.
let's see if we can get it done here, guys. This could be tournament point.
It's like Zerofyne said, all of his games are always the most dramatic, and I like his attitude behind it. All my games are the most dramatic, so I bet the opponents are having fun as well.
Absolutely. So here we go. We've got Forestcraft versus Portalcraft. We've seen Forestcraft do a number against Portalcraft all day today.
Oh.
That is one heck of a mulligan there.
Still damage on the board.
I mean, no 2-drop, though, from Zerofyne. He cannot be happy about this.
Out of nowhere damage as well. If later turns is better.
That's
I would
true.
agree with that, because he's gotten 3 Brambles now, which is quite a lot of hand space dedicated to Brambles. Probably wants other things.
Just tripping on one of these one defense followers here. Come on.
Watch it hit the star.
Plus RNG's in the chat.
I knew it. Why do you gotta
Called it.
say that, Igni? Why you gotta say that?
I'm a truth sayer. I've only said the
Okay.
truth.
Elf
And now the elf song is
Alright.
off the top.
You know, I was talking to Mr. Mist there. I think it's because I was talking to him.
you
It just
rubbed
rubbed
it
off on
off.
him.
Like
You rubbed it off.
osmosis.
Osmosis.
The luck energy.
You learned something new about me, didn't you? Osmosis. It's a thing.
And here we go. This is all face damage. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think this is pretty close
The
here.
$4,000 SM Walk play.
Yep, this is looking like 9 damage, guys. That's it, everybody. Mr. Mist is taking home $4,000 and the title of champion of the World Circuit in Singapore.
And of course, our grand champion coming all the way from Taiwan, #1. Mr. Mist with a giant check for $4,000, all for playing Shadowverse. Congratulations, good sir. When you go home, what are you going to be buying with your sweet, lovely cash?
maybe 5 packs and get all the characters, special characters. Yeah.
Putting it back into the system. This is the model player. Of course, you also get your trophy. Congratulations. Ooh, look at that. Give it up, guys. Your friends didn't want to curse you. I asked them if they thought you were going to win. They're like, I can, what does it say? 我能控制. I can control. Like, what do you want to say to all your friends and your supporters out there?
I'm happy that he doesn't want me to win because he always when he when he say one will win in this match, always go the upside. Yeah. So I'm happy that he doesn't want me to win this time. And then I wanted to say that I'm really happy that I can get this champion because last time I'm in a big tournament that STO Spring I got the second place, and all the audience in Taiwan, they always call me the second. So now I am the champion. But I'm too lucky, yeah.